Hi guys, Harry here from the Art Gear Guide. Thanks very much for joining me today. Before I get into the review, I just want to say thank you so much for all the really kind comments and support people have been giving me with regards to my father. For those of you that may not know, he has bowel cancer. He went in this hospital there last week, I think it was, and had his bowel removed. He had a big tumour in his bowel. They kind of found it by accident. There was a couple of other things wrong with him that they can't really sort out yet until they sorted out the bowel cancer. So it was kind of like how they found it was a blessing in disguise, I guess you could say. But it was at the point where he needed to have his bowel removed. So he's got one of those colostomy bags now fitted, which he's going to have to just unfortunately get used to for the rest of his life. But we've done a lot of research and many people have this and it doesn't appear to hinder their lives too much. He's not that bothered about it, to be quite honest with you. He's just glad that the worst case scenario hasn't happened. Like I say, he went in for the surgery. He's been making relatively good progress. He has little setbacks here and there, which is to be expected after a big operation like that. But he's hopefully going to be home within the next 10 days, back with my mum. I was over there for when he went down for the surgery, and I just wanted to be there to say goodbye to him when he on the day of his surgery, and wanted to be there for when he woke up. But more importantly, I wanted to be there just in case, you know, the worst case scenario happened and he didn't make the surgery. So, but thankfully that didn't happen. But like I say, thank you so much for all the support. So let's get on with this review. So as you can see here, I have a review here of the Mitsubishi Uni Colored Pencil. This is a 72 set. There's also a 100 set. And also if you have a little look around, you can see a 240 set as well. Now, they are difficult to get hold of, especially that 240 set. I haven't seen it around Amazon or eBay or anything like that to purchase. I have seen other people talk about them, and I've seen a couple of images of it. It's basically a chest, and there's individual drawers, and the pencils are in those drawers. It's a cardboard chest. It looks like it's made of wood, but it's not. It's actually cardboard. But nevertheless, 240 pencils is a lot of pencils. It's a colored pencil artist's dream to have that many colors from the one set. But the most popular sets appear to be the 72 and the 100 set. Now, I will show you some images of the 100 set because the actual format of these pencils is what I think initially attracts people to get them. It was certainly what attracted me to them initially. I thought it looked really cool, and we'll get into the pros and cons of how these pencils are laid out as well. Now, in terms of the fact that it's a Mitsubishi pencil, I'm sure you all know Mitsubishi do the cars and Jeeps, that type of thing, and they do a lot of other different things. I have no idea, and I've tried to research this, but I've got no idea how they went into the car plant one day and then all of a sudden decided that they were going to start making colored pencils. No idea who made that jump, who made that leap, and why that leap was made. Now, they're also, this name here, Uni, a lot of people, if you go into your local arts or your local stationery store and stuff like that, you'll see loads of pens and pencils, graphite pencils that are Uni Ball. Uni Ball is quite a popular name. They do the Posca pens as well. Uni Ball are the manufacturers of the Posca pens. Now, I do not know if Uni Ball is a subsidiary of Mitsubishi, or you know, if they set up Uni Ball as the art side of the Mitsubishi company. I'm not 100% sure. I've tried to find this out, but with it all being Japanese based, it was really difficult. If you cast your mind back to the review I done of the Holben artist pencils, it was really difficult trying to get information from Holben Japan, not Holben America, Holben Japan, about the actual pencils that I was reviewing. So that being in mind, I've done the very best I can in terms of getting information about these pencils for you, but it is difficult. So as you can see here, nice image on the front here. It's this black background, picture of the pencils, and a swatch here on the front, but they also have a swatch on the back here as well with the names of the pigments in English and Japanese, and then there's a picture up at the top there of the actual set. Now, this cardboard bit just slips off, and then you are presented with this plastic case. There's this nice kind of like plaque here on the front that just says Uni Colored Pencil, Mitsubishi Pencil Company Limited, established 1887. So I'm not sure if that means that that's when Mitsubishi was established, or whether these pens, you know, the art side of the company was established back then. I'm not too sure. So the really fun part about these pencils is how they come. Now, as you can see here, as I'm opening this up, you can see that this whole top layer of pencils is lifting up with the lid. It's actually, if you can see there, it's actually attached. There's these like ribbons that are clipped on to this black plastic strip at the bottom, which the pencils are inlaid into. I'm not too sure. There appears to be a clip from this. Let me see if you can see it there. There appears to be a clip from the ribbon to the back of this plastic thing. I'm not too sure if it can come off, which would then make this completely free flowing either way. I've tried to get it off, but it's just not coming. And I don't want to force it in case I break it. And the same, it's the same situation for the bottom layer here. It opens out as well whenever you fold it flat. And I don't really have enough room to do that here while I'm doing this video, but you'll see some images I have popping up on the screen there, because I think that's going to be the best way to show you this set. Now, like I said, the pencils are actually inlaid into a black plastic, hard plastic down at the bottom here, and so you can lift these pencils out really easy. And I think this is the whole premise behind this set, is that, you know, getting the pencils as you're using them is really easy. They're just sat there for you to grab hold of, and then you can put them back in. Now, as you can notice here right down at the bottom, again, the pigment names are printed in English and Japanese, and then there are numbers which correspond to the pencils as well. But I'll get into that in just a second. So I've seen other people do YouTube videos of these particular sets. Some like this presentation package, and others don't. Now, I personally, like I said to you earlier on, there's a 72 set and a 100 set. I personally think the 100 set looks like the easier set to access the pencils, because if you see here, there's only two full strips with the pencils. So one strip moves completely independently of the other. With the 100 set, if you imagine 4 layers, and the pencils move in individual layers like that, so a layer of 4, you just pull them forward, and then you can gain access to those 4 pencils, or move it back, and they all move independently of each other. I'll have some images popping up of that 100 set, and to me that looks like the easier option, because, like I say, some people find it a little bit clunky sat on their desk, because you've got to have it like this. I personally like it. I think it's really nice. My desk it's not a massive size, but it's a good enough size to have this sat at the side, especially when I'm not recording. When I am recording something like that, a speed draw, it does get in the way, but it is what it is. So if we take a look at the pencil first of all, we'll get into the actual pencils here and take a look at those. So if we look at the pencils themselves, they're a really nice looking pencil. In fact, actually, they're very reminiscent of the Holden pencils. But if we look at the core is 4.5 millimeter, and then the barrel itself is just over 8 mil. So it's a nice thick pencil, nice thick core, very pigmented core as well. The actual color of the barrel represents the pigment color, so you know, selecting the pigment that you want is very easy on a visual basis. Obviously, if you want to know more about the pigments, like I say, they are printed on those black strips down at the bottom. In terms of information printed along the barrel, so on one side of the barrel here we have established in 1887. Then we have the Mitsubishi logo and the Mitsubishi name. After that, it just says colored pencil. Now, this is all in kind of gold leaf print, so it's very difficult to get good images of this because the light keeps hitting it in a certain way. And then right at the very end, we have two decorative gold bands, and then it says Uni. Then on the other side of the pencil, we have the pigment name in English. Then we have a number here, which correlates to the pigment individually, if you were to order the pencil individually. And then after that, it just has the country of origin printed on there, which is Japan. So, I mean, they really do look nice pencils, you know, aesthetically speaking, and they are a round barrel as well. I think I forgot to mention that. So you can see there that they're capped off. It is a round barrel. So with regards to artwork, now at the time of recording this, I don't have any artwork, but I hope to have some artwork done before I actually upload it to YouTube. I've done 3 bits of artwork and they've all turned out rubbish, and I think it's just because I haven't been doing anything at all since I've been, you know, over with my mum and dad in Northern Ireland and stressing out a little bit about my dad. I haven't really taken to art much, and I think it's maybe just because I've been out of it for over a week or so, not really drawing, not doing anything. And I think also I'm rushing as well because I realise I haven't had a review out in a while now, and I'm trying to do everything fast, and I haven't been able to do it. The 3 pieces of artwork that I've done so far have just been horrendous, so I've scrapped them and I've put them away. It wouldn't do the pencils any justice. Hopefully, but like I say, I'll have some artwork up by the time I've finished this review. But I have got some swatches and things like that done for you. So let me just move this to the side. So with regards to the actual colours that are in this set, I'll have some images, and again you'll be able to go over to the Art Gear Guide to the written review. You'll see the images over there better clearly. You can click on them and enlarge the images. But as you can see here, that's one set of the colours that are available in there. You can see it. I mean, I think the colour range in this 72 set is really nice, and I would love this. I should have actually held off a little bit longer and saved up a little bit longer and bought the 100 set. I kind of kicking myself now that I didn't get the 100 set, but it, you know, I'm really happy with this set as it is. But you can see there are nice greens. The greens are always a kind of like a colour that I really fixate on, and it's I think it's because I really enjoy doing botanical work, and there's certain greens that I really like and hope to expect. And the greens in this set are nice. I like olive greens and these grey olives, that type of thing, but I would like to have seen a couple of darker greens in there. And then if we flick over here, you can see some grey tones there, and there's 2 metallic pencils, which is the gold and the silver, which I'll show you those in a second on some black paper. Okay, so as you can see here, this is just like a little swatch test that I do. The top layer here is just 1 light layer. The middle layer is 5 light layers on top of each other, and then the bottom layer is just 1 heavy application. Now, when I've said this before, I don't like getting into the fact that whether pencils are wax or oil based or anything like that, unless a manufacturer really states the fact that they're wax based pencils or anything like that, which this company hasn't done. They are I prefer to talk about the core in terms of softness or hardness, that type of thing. And these, when you're laying these pencils down, they're really creamy, really buttery soft, but the core, it doesn't make sense because the core doesn't lose its point really quick or anything like that. It's quite a hard core, if you understand what I mean. It makes no sense at all, I know, because when you're layering it down, you would expect it to be, because of how creamy and buttery that it lays down, especially whenever you're putting like a really hard or heavy application like this bottom layer down. But like I say, you don't seem to lose. like you do with a really soft core pencil. When you're putting heavy applications down, it goes quite quick. That's not the case with these pencils. In terms of blending, you can see here I've used a yellow and a blue, and I've got this really nice green, and again the same yellow and I believe that's a scarlet red, and I've got this really nice orange. So their blending ability is really, really good. I was really happy with it. The one thing that I did try when I was doing the drawings, I tried some odorless mineral spirits. Now, I don't normally personally use odorless mineral spirits, but for some reason, using these pencils with odorless mineral spirits, the spirits didn't really do anything, didn't really move the pigment. It didn't really seem to dissolve the pigment the way it does with other pencils. I'm not too sure whether that has, it more than likely has something to do with the ingredients of the actual pencils, but I personally didn't have any joy with using odorless mineral spirits with it. I did use some ordinary blenders, some pencil blenders, and they worked really well with it. But as you can see there, the blend and the mixing of the pigments is really nice. So again here I have the colours, some pigments on some black paper, which I always do with just coloured pencils, just to give you an idea of what because I know a lot of colour pencil artists like to use darker backgrounds. So this is like a lemon yellow, scarlet, sky blue, grass green, which has come up okay actually, but it's a lot brighter than that on ordinary paper. This is the gold and silver. I think the light is shining on that a little bit. But in terms of metallic pencils, they're actually quite nice. Then we have here the white. This here is a light flesh tone. Don't worry, I'll have a still image of this over in the Art Gear Guide, and there'll be a still image coming up on your screen now. But if you want to go across to the Art Gear Guide where the written review will be, as I've already stated, you'll be able to click on this image and get a better look at it and enlarge it. This final color here is a cream. So I'll just move it there, try and get it out of that bright light. But as you can see there, you know, a lot of the pigments are very opaque, go down well on dark paper, which I know some colour pencil artists enjoy using. Okay, so in terms of light fastness, I couldn't find any information with regards to light fast information. I had a little look around. It doesn't appear that the company is really bothered about light fast information. So with bearing that in mind, obviously fine art colour pencil artists wouldn't use these pencils on a piece that they were going to sell or anything like that. But as I've already alluded to in another video, just because a pencil hasn't got really super high light fast value doesn't mean to say that the pencils are useless, because there are many other types of artists out there that use coloured pencils, adult colouring book artists, craft artists, people that do cards, that type of thing. They would use those types of pencils as well. And an artist like myself who doesn't sell my work or anything like that, I just do it because of my own peace of mind. The light fast issue isn't really an issue at all for me. If I ever get to the stage where I want to sell my work, then I know that light fast products are going to be paramount. But also as well, you can also, if you can't afford really high light fast pencils, this is just kind of like an off-topic tip. The work that you do, your original work, you can still make prints of it and sell the prints if you wanted to go down that route. But obviously you wouldn't be able to sell the original for a lot of money because of the light fast issues. Now, one thing that I do want to mention just before I sign this off, when I done a review of the Holbein colored pencils, which are again were Japanese, there was a big issue about those in America. Holbein in America got in contact with me because those pencils are not permitted in America due to toxic issues, that type of thing. They haven't passed the relevant testing that America needs. When I was looking around, I noticed that these pencils were very difficult to find on in America. So before you go ahead and buy them, if you're American and you're watching this review, it would be if the toxicity issue bothers you, then I would stay away from them, because I couldn't find any information about these pencils. But I just wanted to give a word of caution because of what happened with the Holbein pencils. They are a difficult pencil to get hold of. You've got to go on to eBay or Amazon or something like that, unless you live in somewhere like Australia or Japan, those types of areas, because that's where you're going to be able to get hold of them much easier. For us here in the UK, I would imagine lots of parts of Europe like France and Germany, Norway, Sweden, Switzerland, all those different countries, I would imagine you would find it quite difficult as well. You're going to have to get them, like I did with these, through eBay, through a store in Japan or something like that. Artists in America, it might be the same for you guys as well. You might have a store over there that might stock them and sell them that way, but there is that issue about them. Which then brings me on to the open stock value, which is where the biggest issue falls with these pencils. I couldn't find any open stock pencils for these sets. I'm sure they are available in Japan, but for people in the UK and Europe and Americas, that type of thing, you're going to find it very difficult. So this really, if you want to get this set, if you've got some money spare, but you want to get it because of the novelty factor, then go right ahead and do it. But I wouldn't get a set like this and expect some sort of longevity from it. Not like if you invest your money into a bigger set, I don't know, like Prismas or Luminance or something like that, which you can keep replenishing through open stock value. That's the only issue that I have with these pencils. In terms of how they lay down, in terms of how they're pigmented and stuff like that, they're gorgeous pencils. And this is what really frustrates the life out of me since I've been doing these reviews. The Japanese pencils are gorgeous. They're really nice pencils, and I just wish that they would maybe consider going through the tests that's necessary to sell their products in the UK, Europe and America, because I think they would find a big market for their products in those places, and I think they would do really quite well, especially, you know, having open stock value, that type of thing as well. So that's my review of the Mitsubishi Uni Colored Pencils. I really loved using them. I had a lot of fun using them. I just think that there are one or two problems that would put a lot of people off getting them. Don't forget, you can go across and there will be a written review of these pencils over on the Art Gear Guide. There will be a link for that down below, and hopefully I will have some artwork up so you can go across and see the speed drawing or the artwork in the still images format. Also, if you want, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. They're the best ways to keep in touch to new products coming out and new reviews that I have, that type of thing. Now that I'm back and my dad's on the mend, hopefully I'm going to be getting reviews out much quicker. And I know you guys, every single one of you have been incredibly patient. Nobody has said anything about the timing of the reviews, which I really appreciate. But I put pressure on myself and I want to get back into it as soon as I can. So thank you so much, guys, and look forward to seeing you all again in the next review. Bye.